Welcome back, fight fans. The lightweight division has been waiting for a real test for Shakur Stevenson, and it seems like the moment may finally be here. The star is William Zepeda, a relentless high-volume machine from Mexico who doesn't know the meaning of backing down. For years, fans and critics alike have debated whether Shakur's defensive wizardry could hold up against a fighter who simply refuses to stop throwing punches. And now, we're set to find out. The matchup between Stevenson and Zepeda, set for July 12th at the Louis Armstrong Stadium in New York City, may very well be the bout that defines both of their careers. It's part of the stacked The Zone card, a mini supercard filled with world title bouts and future stars. But make no mistake, this is the one everyone's tuning in for. Because this isn't just a fight. It's a clash of philosophies, of style, of purpose. Let's start with the basics. Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated American prodigy with a record of 23-0 and 11 knockouts, is the current WBC lightweight champion. At 28 years old, he's already a two-division champion and arguably one of the most technically sound fighters on the planet. He's quick, elusive, and fights with a level of patience that often frustrates both opponents and viewers. He's been called boring by some, a runner even, but those who understand boxing know he's simply a master of controlling space. On the other side stands William Zepeda, the 29-year-old Mexican southpaw that has a professional record of 33-0 with 27 knockouts. That stat alone tells you everything you need to know. Zepeda doesn't come to outpoint you, he comes to break you. His fights are organized chaos. He throws over 1,000 punches a fight and is hell-bent on forcing you into exchanges. His footwork is aggressive, his will unshakable. He's the kind of fighter that asks the question, how long can you stay perfect? Ever since this last fight, a methodical 9th round stoppage of British late replacement Josh Padley, Stevenson's critics have only grown louder. Yes, he got the job done, but no, it wasn't exciting. And that's been the theme throughout much of his career. Dominant? Absolutely. But flashy? Crowd-pleasing? That's up for debate. This fight changes that. Against Zepeda, Stevenson doesn't have the luxury of turning it into a slow chess match. He either adapts, engages, and gives the fans something to remember, or he faces a potential derailment of his career trajectory as a would-be pay-per-view star. And make no mistake, there's pressure on Shakur. Huge pressure. He's been touted as the future of American boxing since the Rio Olympics. But if he wants to walk the road carved by Mayweather, Ward, or even Crawford, he needs a statement, not another safety-first decision. He needs to show grit, power, and, yes, a willingness to fight. Oscar De La Hoya, Zepeda's promoter, said it best, Shakur's style can be cracked. It's not unbeatable. And he's right. Stevenson isn't invincible. He's simply been untested. Zepeda represents something no one else has offered Shakur before. Sustained, intelligent pressure from a fighter who can actually cut off the ring. This isn't your typical volume puncher. Zepeda isn't reckless. He moves with purpose. His angles are smart, and his conditioning is arguably second to none in the division. His two recent wins over former champion Tevin Farmer weren't explosive, but they were controlled, composed, and showed a fighter growing into his peak. And don't forget, Zepeda is trained by Jay Najjar, the same man who worked with the USA boxing team when Shakur was rising through the amateur ranks. There's familiarity here, insight, and potentially a strategy built from knowing Stevenson's patterns inside out. The real question is, can Zepeda close the distance enough to make his offense count? Because Shakur's greatest strength is not just his footwork, but his anticipation. He reads fighters like a book, and if Zepeda gets predictable even for a second, he may find himself swinging at air for 12 rounds. Look, on paper, this is a 75-25 fight in Shakur's favor. That's the prevailing wisdom. The pundits, the bookmakers, even the fans leaning towards a decision thinks the same. Shakur outpoints him, maybe frustrates him, makes him miss, and rides into the sunset with his belt still intact. But boxing is rarely that simple. What if Zepeda lands early? What if Shakur, who's never really had to recover from being rocked, finally gets buzzed? We've seen Shakur back up and box, but we haven't really seen him survive. And that's a different kind of test altogether. Zepeda has the kind of style that, if he connects, doesn't need to win round after round. He just needs that one moment, that one sequence. Boxing fans will remember how Maidana gave Mayweather hell with relentless pressure in their first fight. And while Stevenson is not Mayweather yet, Zepeda is certainly more than capable of causing chaos. Some fans expect a snoozer, another showcase of Shakur's hit and don't get hit brilliance. Others believe this could be the breakout brawl of 2025, a night where both men leave something behind in the ring. Because here's the thing. Both fighters have something to prove. For Shakur, it's the legitimacy of his stardom. For Zepeda, it's the validation that he belongs at the very top. There's no moral victories in this sport, only legacy, belts, and contracts. Shakur Stevenson's most recent outing might have ended in a 9th round TKO, but make no mistake, that night at the Prudential Center wasn't the spectacle fans were initially promised. On February 22, 2025, Stevenson was set to face the unbeaten Floyd Schofield Jr., a bout that many believe could finally push the Newark native into the kind of war he hasn't seen since Valdez. But with Schofield withdrawing late due to medical complications, Stevenson was left to face British hopeful Josh Padley, a respectable fighter, but nowhere near the threat Schofield posed. Still, Shakur did what Shakur does. Picked him apart with surgical precision, stayed 2 steps ahead of every jab thrown his way, and closed the show in round 9 with the kind of calm ruthlessness we've come to expect from him. But here's the thing. People aren't buzzing about that win. They're not posting slow-mo clips of that finish like they did with Tank's uppercut on Santa Cruz, or Haney's domination of Prograis. Instead, they're still asking the question, when will Shakur be tested? Well, that question might finally have an answer, and it comes in the form of William Zepeda. Zepeda's path here has been nothing short of relentless. His most recent battle came on March 29, 2025, when he went to war with former champion Tevin Farmer in what was a heated rematch of their closely contested November 2024 bout. That first fight ended in a controversial split decision, one that had boxing Twitter in flames for days. But Zepeda silenced all doubters in the rematch, or at least enough of them, by grinding out a majority decision win in a gritty, bruising contest that showed off exactly why many consider him the most dangerous volume puncher in the division today. And let's not pretend Zepeda isn't battle-tested. He's not some manufactured golden boy hype job thrown into the fire too early. He's 33-0 with 27 knockouts, currently sitting in the WBC lightweight top 10 for a reason. If you think he's just a pressure fighter with no brains behind the brawn, then you haven't been paying attention. The man throws in bunches, yes, but he does it with intent, with angles, with timing. And when he fought Farmer twice, a slick, elusive technician himself, he showed he can adapt to awkwardness and box his way out of trouble. And maybe, just maybe, there's something more. With Devin Haney now campaigning at super lightweight and Gervonta Davis continuing to flirt with multiple weight classes, the winner of Stevenson versus Zepeda could emerge as the guy in the lightweight division. But if Zepeda wins, it also likely kills any chance of the long-hyped Stevenson versus Tank Davis fight, a showdown many consider the most elite chess match in the sport. At the end of the day, boxing is about answers, and this fight might finally give us some. Can Shakur Stevenson take a punch? Can William Zepeda fight with controlled aggression for 12 rounds against someone who's never been outclassed? Can the slick technician adapt under pressure? Can the volume puncher remain composed when his best shots don't land? One thing is certain. The fans win either way, because this fight isn't just a defense, it's a declaration. For Shakur, this is the moment to shut everyone up, to say I'm not just slick, I'm special. For Zepeda, it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to punch his way into history and shock the world. Let us know your take on this one. Is Zepeda finally the man to drag Shakur into the deep water? Or will Shakur once again prove why they call him the smoothest operator in the sport? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, fight fans,